Good morning everybody, welcome to Rhyme of the Times for the weekend in 27th of July 2024. Keir's show of force. Biden, perforce, steps down and Kamala's endorsed and could be the dark horse to knock Trump off course. Paris police force search for the sabotage source and security is out in force as the Olympics is set on course down a watercourse. Britain's police force appear to use excessive force, causing much discourse, of course. On Tuesday, Keir took no crap when it came to the two-child benefit cap. Starmer's armour showed not a chink, single-minded blinkered, he did not blink. In the Commons he had Labour's rebel yell quelled, with 7 MPs silenced, if not yet expelled. Suspended from the party, the whip removed for indiscipline of which he disapproved. The 7 voted for a bill to be amended so that child benefit payments would be open-ended. Pre-election, Keir had stated with clarity Labour would pay for just 2 kids per family. Some looked at Keir and thought, what is this? He'd say it's prudent government that means business. On Sunday, Biden at last tried self-reflection and worked out he wasn't going to win the election. So out of the White House race he dropped. Republicans want his time in office now stopped. If he's not fit to run an election campaign, he's not fit to run the country, they claim. But Biden hasn't resigned as president, so for 6 months he remains a White House resident. For the Democrats, though, a new leader must be assigned and Vice President Harris is the next in line. A little bit unknown, somewhat maligned, but Joe hadn't given her much chance to shine, keeping her from the limelight most of the time. By the end of the week, though, she was doing just fine and Trump's lead for the first time was in decline. As the Democratic Party fell in behind, her nomination was just about sealed and signed. And with Kamala being just 59, by age this election could yet be defined. There's now a choice of a whole different kind. Up to now that choice had been quite unexciting, choosing between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Should an unconfirmed tax dodger, dislodger, president who become a doddery old codger? As Biden bumbled on like a cack-handed bodger, his message had become, over and out, Roger. But suddenly the Democrats aren't over and out, because Kamala Harris may just have a shout. She has a laugh, of that there's no doubt. 4 more months and we'll find out what she's really about. Her campaign is already gathering strength with support from pop stars like Charlie XCX. She said Kamala's brat, which is actually high praise amongst the young generation these days. All that was left was the final reinforcement of a Mr. and Mrs. Obama endorsement, and that arrived towards the end of the week, making Kamala's great week just about complete. On Tuesday, an army officer was left for dead, butchered with a knife, his life hangs by a thread. This wasn't in Gaza, it wasn't Ukraine, this was Gillingham, Kent, down a leafy lane. Then away on a moped the assailant rode, suffering, it seems, from a mental health episode. He was soon caught and charged and is now detained. The soldiers in hospital, grave injuries sustained. The same day, millions of people were getting an eyeful of a video circulating that had gone viral. In Manchester Airport, a copper was depicted stamping on a guy's head after he'd kicked it. The police said his behaviour could not be defended and he was subsequently suspended. However, the Manchester Mayor, Andy Burnham, said it looked concerning, but we should be discerning. 'cause the public should know it's not clear-cut. This apparent case of bad cop ain't open and shut. Burnham's measured response wasn't enough to stop an angry mob massing outside Rochdale's cop shop. On Wednesday night, this anti-police demonstration was loud and angry, but with little aggravation. Meanwhile, Reform had their own view to peddle. Lee Anderson reckoned the copper should get a medal. Talking of medals, the Olympics have begun. Bar Russia and Belarus, it's for everyone. But on Thursday, intervention from unknown vandals had many thinking, was it worth the candle? Some saddos wormed into Paris to disrupt the Eurostar and Metro transport infrastructure. But on Friday, the killjoys ended up frustrated as the opening ceremony went ahead unabated. And what a unique ceremony we saw, completely different to anything seen before. The competitors, well, the French decided to parade them in boats down a river, not in a stadium. Those who thought it insane to have it in the Seine must have felt smug as rain came again and again. But somehow crews of the storm-battered flotilla kept a grip of their tillers to avoid banks and pillars. In fact, they required so much skill and strength they may just have invented a new games event. 205 teams in boats of all sizes, and no bumps, shunts, sinkings or capsizes. While on the banks of the Seine, various acts took place. Hard to perform with the rain and so little space. Artistic displays on wet steps and slants. The can-can turned out more like a can't. And in the end, Paris had just about pulled it off, silencing the saboteurs and those that would scoff. To the organisers, our Phrygian caps we doff.